A big move is coming, and with a 99% chance of this happening next, you don't want to miss this video. All right, let's jump straight in. Stocks are getting crushed so far this year. Oh my God, so far this year, it is red everywhere, and stocks are in a rout on the eve of the Fed decision. What does this mean? Did somebody call Jerome Powell? Yes, we did, sir. We'll get back to you in one moment here. But first, a market that stays oversold is a weak market that shouldn't be trusted. One thing is very likely. Volatility is going to remain high, and there's a 99% chance that this is going to happen tomorrow. We're not going to get anything, right? There's a very small chance, but 99% chance the Fed is going to pause tomorrow. So what is Jerome Powell going to tell us in the press conference? Because traders are looking to Powell for signs that the Fed is ready to step in. What does that mean? Man, they're getting so jelly looking over at Germany. They're like, oh, it's the Germans that go mega up. Yes, 16 to 17% so far this year. Over in America, nope, we're in correction right now. We're down 4%. So one of these things is going to have to give. And like, man, I'm a little bit jelly too. 16% in 3 months. Wow. This is notable because we're going to be closing out the first quarter. And Jerome Powell is going to have to tell us what he thinks at 2:30 tomorrow. Have it all summarized right here. So let's just check these things off. The US GDP has now been revised to 2%. If we go here, it's now, it's actually here, 1.75. So it was at negative 2.4, then negative 2. Now it's negative 1.75. Done. Keynote address. Yes, I got that stuff to go through for you here right in a moment. So just make sure you stay tuned. I got a lot of stuff prepared here. All right. Jensen's keynote address. Powell speaks tomorrow, and that'll be the most important thing now. All right, here we go. So how could this big move come? And what will that mean for charts? I'm going to get to those at the very end of the show if I have a chance to, but I'll just give you a quick tease here. NVIDIA's not all that strong. We have a death cross happening here, and the stock's down by 3.5%. That doesn't look strong to me. Nope. If we look here to the weekly for NVIDIA, just really fast, what do we note? This looks like a rejection on the 50 MA. So the stock is a little bit stuck, and we have pretty strong sell volume. If we go to QQQ, it's pretty much the same note. A rejection on the 50 weekly or the blue line. That's not bullish. If you look at the volume, man, it's ramping up. Yes, it's ramping up. So if now we go to S&P, what does it show us here? Spaghetti-o, right? That's the if. What did I just do? No, I don't have a broker to log into. Let's get out of here. There we go. Right now, I think we're right here, right? We're bouncing on the blue line, roughly bouncing on the blue line. But man, last time at least we got a little bit of a bounce. The bulls are not showing up right now. So last thing, and then we'll get the Jensen because maybe it's time to pucker up a little bit, right? Yeah, maybe it's time. If we look here to today, this is the whole day. This is what happened into the afternoon, stabilized. So the gap down was not for buying. We gapped down, went down more, and then leveled off into the close. We'll see that with candlesticks at the very end of the show. All right, now let's get through this here. And if you want to come see all these notes for free, that'll be the third link in the description. So Jensen gave us a keynote address today, and that was notable. He talked about all these things right here. Pause the video. These are literally the highlights from GTC 2025. At the very end, we had Disney, Google DeepMind, and NVIDIA giving us a nice little demo here. All right, that was cool. Yes, we also heard about a lot of different use cases. Here we have AT&T. Here we have Amdocs. We had the NASDAQ. Oh, cool. What are they using? The NASDAQ, GitLabs, Confluence, Jira. They got buckets. They got all these things they're doing here. Nice. They got Capital One, Cadence, BlackRock, ServiceNow, SAP. And this is NVIDIA paves road for gigawatt AI factories. You can see here all the way out to 2028. And all the individual products are going to launch. So we had the Blackwell, right? The Blackwell Ultra. We got the Rubin. We got the Rubin Ultra. We got the Vera. And we got all this other stuff. So there was silicon photonics. But here is the slide that summarizes it. If we look at where we are right now, this started in 2012, according to the Jensen. We've gone through generative AI. That's the part we're at right now. Look, we're going even higher. I would argue that we're somewhere between agentic AI and physical AI. Why? They're not really there yet. So why does this matter? Well, what we saw today is that there's agency for some of this AI, which means they can make decisions. And I'm basically trying to tell you that I think we're still very early into this move here. I don't think we're very late into the cycle. But before we go further, I'm going to ask you for a huge favor. If you could please consider smashing a thumbs up or subscribing to the channel, I would greatly appreciate that. So what this really means is that the big move is for buying, right? If there's a big dip, you want to buy it. Don't be weak, right? We talked about this area before. And at the end of the show, I'm going to warn you on exactly what can happen next because it could be a big old pivot. It's mostly going to be an update to the weekend, though. All right. Jensen's going to be talking at 10:15 a.m. tomorrow. He's going to be on Squawk. So is he going to be bullish or bearish? Because he's usually a contrarian indicator. And there's supposed to be peace talks. So the White House is currently negotiating a ceasefire that's supposed to begin immediately. And then they're working in the Middle East and specifically the Black Sea to try to get everything smoothed out. On the same side, this good news was not really good enough. OpenAI's new project with Project Stargate is going to have 400,000 NVIDIA chips. Wasn't really enough. I think the market's a little bit scared. If we look here to the mega caps on the day, we can just look here to the sidebar. What do we note? It's red. Take your pick. Apple is not really down all that much, but everything else, NVIDIA, 3.5%. Ouch, right? Microsoft, 1.3. Man, this thing just can't go up. Microstink. Amazon, right back to support, down 1.5. Google, down by 2.2. Meta, down by 4. Tesla, oh my God, down even more, down for another 5. Whoa. AVGO, down another 3. All these things are really sucky. But the Germans also go mega up. Yes. And overnight trading into Germany, they're at a new all-time high. Again. Wow. Why can't we get that in big, beautiful America? Well, right now, everyone's scared, and they're more scared than they were yesterday. So are they getting a little bit of FOMO? I am hearing American investors increasingly say my marginal dollars, they're no longer going to the U.S. And that's why we're not seeing that dip buying or the snapback into the afternoon. They're not really buying the dip. These mega caps are getting hurt really bad. And I think it's because of this thing we just talked about, an AI startup, which is going to challenge NVIDIA, and they're going to use Chinese chips. We talked about Biren yesterday. So traders are looking at Powell for signs the Fed is ready to step in because people like Scott Bessent are saying, "Hey, this is normal. This is healthy. This is the way it is." I'm like, excuse me, this doesn't feel so good. So now a quick update here to our weekend plan. Pause the video. It's very simple. We have a head and shoulders. That's this pattern right here. It's a head and shoulders, which leads to what? Knees and toes. Repeats the pattern. Okay. So we have that. And then we're talking about ingredient number 4. Here we go. We're currently bearish. Why? Because of this right here. We're going down in case you didn't notice. If we're going to start going back up, we got to get to here. So far, we checked off box number 1. We have a weekly higher high on the S&P. We go back to here. So if now we look to the H number, we're looking at last week's high, 56954 right here. And then we're looking at 56971. Okay, weekly higher high. But just because we make a weekly higher high, it doesn't mean we're going to hold it, does it? Nope. And that's why we're back to red on the week. So we got to get to number 2. And that does not happen any earlier than 4 o'clock on Friday. And we have to be above 570. That is going to be bullish evidence. Keyword there being evidence, not our feels. Oh, I think, I feel. No, that's evidence. And that's only a bounce. A reversal only happens if we repeat it. The earliest that's going to happen is next Friday. Why does that matter? If you've been paying attention to the videos at the end of day lately, I also mentioned that it only really gives us like one more session until the end of the month. So by next Friday, where are we going to be? Because right now it stinks. We're on track for the biggest red month going back to 2022. Really? 2022? Yes. It's the biggest red month going back to 2022. It's literally the pattern I'm pointing out here, which starts when? Oh my God, early 2022. Yes. So like danger. Like I'm trying to be calm, cool, collected. I'm hoping there's going to be a bounce. And here's the thing I want to leave you with now. I don't have this prepared, so let me give me 1 second here to wing it. Should I buy, wait, or sell? If you don't own stocks, this is the warning you need to hear now. What if I'm wrong? What if this doesn't happen? What if we don't even get a bounce? What if all we do is just sell off? How much is this? Well, this is a bear market. We're down 10 right now, but it dropped by more than 20. It hit the black line, the gray line. Yes, that's at 460 right now. 480 would be a very, very strong buy for me. 480 to 500, I am an aggressive buyer. Right now, I'm not so sure. So here's what I would suggest. If the idea of going down to 460 really scares you, you have to think about managing risk now, whether or not we get the bounce. If we don't get a bounce, are you going to regret us just going lower? And if we do get a bounce, are you going to sell into the strength? Do you feel a little bit uneasy right now? If you do, need to take advantage of the liquidity if it does come. All right. Because these things are not a sure thing yet. It's a 30-day ceasefire. So sometime in the next 30 days, it is not advantageous for this man to get things done quickly. It's advantageous for him. So that's what we have to think about. Is there too much on the big Don's plate right now? Kind of seems like it. Like he looks like a hungry guy and it looks like he can finish his plate, but come on, it's pretty full right now. So what's going to get carved out here? I don't know. Is it the orange parts, right? Controlled area. Here you go, right? So I'm guessing carve those parts out, call it a day, right? It's not my place to say that. And Trump is like, yes, we're going to do a big and beautiful bigly. Why? We're going to be hosting the Chinese leadership soon in the not too distant future. Okay. And corporate insiders are buying the dip. They're like, you know what? Yes. Do we buy fear or do we sell it? They're saying we buy. So here's the very last question. Are emerging markets going to continue to shine as the West continues to sag? That's really important. This is getting less negative, but it's not really a great number yet. And here's a new word that I found really funny. This is from David Costin at Goldman Sachs. The maleficent. I can't even say it. There we go. What is it? Causing or capable of producing evil or mischief, harmful or baleful. What is that? Those are bad boys or bad boys for life. That's Tesla. Tesla is the original bad boy. What did it do? It quickly proceeded to lose half of its value. Went from 500 to very quickly, very bad. That's a bad name. That's a bad stock. That's a bad boy. All right. If you enjoyed today's video, consider smashing the thumbs up. And if not, maybe you want to come join me after I sign off YouTube at theelgo.com. So if you go to this website, you can join me for a 45-day free trial, get access to everything in my account, and including, let me log in here and show you my performance because today I want to show you, look at this, double-digit gains. I'm currently up in my account by 10.39%. And look at all the open positions I have. I got a ton of trades on right now. I am bullish and I have ideas I am excited to buy. So as I go through for tomorrow, this is what I'm going to be looking for. All right. Thank you very much. If you want to learn more, click on the link in the description. If not, I will see you tomorrow morning. Thanks so much.